Welcome to UV Factory here. UV Factory is a design and production house located in the heart of New York City. We handle a full range of projects, from anything from design inception to boards, 2D animation, 3D animation, compositing, full edit, sound design, the whole bit. This is our mascot, Ollie. Hey, Ollie. He's going to show you the rest of the office here in a second. The UV Factory's come a long way. We started in May of 2000 as Factory Productions, and it was just me and my business partner, Scott, and one intern. And we were pretty much mostly just a 3D house at the time, and we started slowly building machine by machine and person by person. We've always tried to keep every single person that we bring on is a real sort of multifaceted person who's able to do a lot of different types of stuff. And so because of that, we grew quickly from just doing 3D to be doing 3D and 2D, and then we added in more design capabilities as well as then live action. And so within a couple of years, we expanded even more. We became UV Factory, and we're now a full-service design and production solution. And so we've just passed our 7th year anniversary, and we're going strong, getting bigger every day.
Hi, my name is Scott Sindorf. I'm a co-founder and principal here at UV Factory, and I'm going to be explaining a little about the design project that we worked on in 2001. We worked with a company called Submedia, and the idea was Submedia was trying to revolutionize a certain type of advertising. Submedia was trying to figure out how one can sort of take this idea of a zoetrope, which is one of the original animation inventions. Let's say the cylinder which has little slits in it, and you would sort of spin the cylinder and you would see an animation within those slits. Submedia was trying to figure out how you can actually work this within a subway system. So they approached us, and working with them, we were able to figure out how to develop this in an actual subway experience. So as you're in the subway, you would actually see an animation of this water, which really was quite soothing, and we looked at this as an opportunity to really look at this new medium of how one can think about advertising outside traditional sort of forms.
Generally, when a job goes in, comes into our office, we have, we try to get a little group meeting to run through and brainstorm about ideas. And one of the ways that we found, I think, really helpful for us as designers and filmmakers to get our ideas, all of our ideas about a concept down at once is oftentimes we start with a mood board. And we'll go through it and we'll throw everything that we see in our heads at this mood board. And what that lets us do is in one big shot, you can kind of see all of the elements, all of the feeling, all of the emotive qualities that I think we're after with a particular spot, kind of all at once. And when we go into the production process, we really look at the idea and try to come up with a way of producing it that's new and fresh, and really I think kind of pushes us beyond something that we've done before. I think one thing that was really particular was the Lost Room, where we really only had scripts, nothing had been created, and we could really create this whole environment for the Sci-Fi Channel from scratch. And in that we were using HD cameras, mini DV cameras, Super 8, full X 16 millimeters, Aton Super 16 millimeters, Polaroids, digital stills. I mean, it was such a mixed bag of media, and that's what really made that really unique to us, is that we were able to bring all of these different formats and all of these different devices and toys that capture things in different ways to the table. Overhead projectors, I mean, it had the works. I mean, that's very different, I think, than compared to some of our other jobs that are, green screen parkour jumpers for Nike, or very recently for the IFC.com, we were shooting with the new Phantom digital high-speed camera, which was capturing at something like 1,500 frames a second. So everything, I think it's different when we get into the production process, and certainly, none of us want to be doing the same thing day in and day out, and we always want to look at it with a real unique, fresh eye that speaks directly to what the challenge is at hand, and we really look at what our brief is, what our assignment is, and then what are new and fascinating ways for us to go about tackling that?
The IFC.com, so they were looking for some kind of a groundbreaking graphic that would break from like the IFC world, and the IFC identity is like very 2D, very flat, and they wanted to explore the three dimension to bring the IFC.com into the IFC programming, and we experiment and play along with the idea of like, you know, a ball smashing through a wall, or a ball smashing through thing, and, you know, coming at the screen, and they loved it, and we ended up shooting it. The puzzle watch, so the idea of this watch was that the design of the watch was always changing, because it was like based on like a rotation. Every minute, like the design would like switch, and it would create like different pattern. Every 15 minutes you have like one design, and then it would morph into another design 15 minutes later. We went with a classic, you know, animation technique of kaleidoscope, which is like shape that create with shape and multiply and things like that. And they really like it. The I Design Development Conference we were commissioned to do was like an animation piece to illustrate one of the pavilions that they were having at the conference, and our theme was I think urban street design of so on. So since, you know, it took place in Singapore, we thought it'd be nice if we offer them like a little tour of New York. So we came up with the idea of having like the UV factory graphic team tour New York in a roofless bus, those kind of English, the roofless red bus, and we start to populate the city with like little 3D monsters, and that we tracked to the street and building, and we injected in that city a lot of creation we made for other work, and then repurposed it everywhere. It's a pretty light and funny piece.
UV Factory actually does use XSI for just about every production that we have 3D for. It's a really, really awesome piece of software, and the reason why we went with a soft image as opposed to one of the other packages out there is because from the ground up, it's a designer's program. It's something that was made with a visual designer at heart with it, and it's something that if you're a designer and you come to, you know, this complex piece of software, you don't want to be, you know, plugging in all sorts of weird numbers and typing out all sorts of weird stuff. You want to be able to like basically grab this thing and start figuring out a way, you know, like molding the shape and, you know, animating in a fluid way, in a way that like that a designer thinks. And this program basically is set up in a way that allows us to do that. You get towards the end of a project and you suddenly have to break out your scene with like 18 different render passes. You know, XSI unparalleled ability to do that kind of information. It's really great, and it's, you know, and it's extensible. It's something that, you know, we've been able to write, you know, custom code very easily for it to you know, even tweak it further to our, you know, individual needs. Able to to make high quality artwork and get it done quickly. And in our business, a lot of really fast turnarounds, and you need to be able to get your stuff done quickly.
Right now, UV Factory is working on a lot, and if I didn't sign NDAs that had $10 million in teeth behind them, I would be happy to tell you about them all. In terms of what we're doing now, you know, two of our clients that we've rebranded and done huge on-air packages for them are always coming back to us with more work. BET and Women's Entertainment Television. They're always, which are so worlds apart, but they're always sending jobs our way. We got a few jobs on for MTV, and certainly with the summer coming up, I'm not trying to think too much about work and really trying to think about getting to the beach.
The last great movie I've seen was a South Korean movie called The Host, which is about a monster that grows up in the main river in Seoul. And it's an amazing movie because it's both a comedy or horror movie, and above all, it's also a political movie, and it's probably the first of its kind because it's a big, you know, commercial film, and the main bad guy in the movie is the U.S. government as a whole, and I appreciate the irony of this.
The last great book I read was probably from the exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum of Art called Barcelona, From Antonio Gaudi to Dali. The reason why I love it so much is I lived in Barcelona for 4 years, and for me, Barcelona is a very truly inspirational city. So this book was able to document a lot of what I felt about the city already, and even more so, I was able to learn a lot from this. So that was probably the last great book I read.